Poor boy. The story begins in a small, struggling neighborhood where a young boy named Marcus lives with his single mother. Despite their financial hardships, Marcus is a kind and honest child, always helping his mother and doing his best in school. His mother works multiple jobs to make ends meet, but they still struggle to afford basic necessities like food and rent. Marcus often wears worn out clothes and shoes, but he never complains. He dreams of a better life for his mother, hoping one day to make things easier for her. Though life is tough, Marcus holds on to the values his mother taught him: honesty, kindness, and always doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. One afternoon, on his way home from school, Marcus spots something unusual lying on the sidewalk: a thick, expensive looking wallet. He picks it up, and upon opening it, his eyes widen in shock. Inside, there are stacks of cash, credit cards, and an ID that reads Shaquille O'Neal. As Marcus walks home from school, he kicks a small rock along the cracked sidewalk. The sun is setting, casting long shadows over the old neighborhood. He's thinking about what he'll have for dinner, probably the same simple meal his mother can afford, when something catches his eye. Lying near the curb is a thick, expensive-looking wallet. Curious, he picks it up and feels the fine leather. It's heavier than any wallet he's ever held before. With hesitant fingers, he opens it, and his eyes widen in shock. Inside, there's a stack of cash, crisp $100 bills neatly folded. Several credit cards gleam in the dim light, and then he spots an ID card tucked into one of the slots. He reads the name out loud: Shaquille O'Neal. Marcus freezes. He's heard of Shaq before, the legendary basketball player, the giant who dominates the court, the man who's always on TV. Could this really be his wallet? A million thoughts race through Marcus's mind. This money could change everything for him and his mother. He could buy new shoes, help pay the rent, maybe even get his mom something nice for once. But then he remembers what his mother always says: doing the right thing is never about what's easy, it's about what's right. Taking a deep breath, Marcus closes the wallet and holds it tight. He knows three: temptation and decision. Marcus grips the wallet tightly, his heart pounding. He's never held this much money before. The thick stack of bills could buy food for weeks, pay the rent, or even get his mom a proper gift, something she hasn't had in years. A little voice in his head whispers, "No one would know if you kept it." He looks around. The street is empty, just the fading sunlight stretching across the cracked pavement. No cameras, no witnesses, just him and the wallet. His stomach growls, reminding him of the half-empty fridge at home. His shoes, with holes at the soles, feel thinner than ever. He swallows hard. Would taking just a little really be so wrong? Then he hears his mother's voice in his mind. Doing the right thing isn't about who's watching. It's about who you are when no one is. Marcus exhales sharply. He knows what he has to do. Closing the wallet, he pushes the money back inside, untouched. He won't take what isn't his. Instead, he focuses on something more important: how to return it. And to do the right thing, Marcus gets up from the sidewalk, gripping the wallet tightly. But a new challenge hits him. How can he return it? He doesn't have a phone, and his family doesn't have internet at home. He thinks about walking to the police station, but he's heard stories of people never getting their lost items back. He wants to make sure Shaquille O'Neal himself gets it. Then an idea strikes him. There's a small convenience store down the block. The owner, Mr. Lewis, is a kind man who sometimes lets Marcus have a free snack when he doesn't have enough money. If anyone has a phone or knows what to do, it's him. Marcus hurries to the store, his heart pounding. He steps inside, the familiar bell jingling above the door. Mr. Lewis looks up from behind the counter. "Marcus, you okay?" Catching his breath, Marcus places the wallet on the counter and says, "Mr. Lewis, I need your help. I found this, and it belongs to Shaquille O'Neal." Mr. Lewis raises an eyebrow, then picks up the wallet, flipping through its contents. When he sees the ID, his eyes widen. "Shaq? As in the basketball legend?" "No way." Marcus nods. "Back in person." With Mr. Lewis's help, Marcus finds a way to contact Shaquille O'Neal's management team. After a few phone calls and some disbelief on the other end, they confirm that Shaq indeed lost his wallet. A few hours later, a black SUV pulls up outside the convenience store. The door opens and out steps Shaquille O'Neal himself, towering, larger than life, but with a warm, friendly smile. Marcus watches in awe as Shaq ducks under the store's doorway to step inside. The air feels different. Everyone in the store stares, some whispering in excitement. Shaq walks up to the counter, his deep voice filling the small space. I heard somebody found my wallet. Marcus nervously steps forward, pulling the wallet from his pocket. His hands tremble slightly as he holds it out. Here you go, sir. I didn't take anything. I promise. Shaq looks at the boy, then down at the wallet. He flips it open, checking inside. Everything is there. He pauses, then looks back at Marcus, his expression softening. You're a good kid, Shaq says, his voice thick with emotion. Marcus shrugs, looking down at his worn-out sneakers. It was just the right thing to do. Shaq chuckles, but there's something in his eyes, something deeper than amusement. He's moved. Would you like an image for this moment? Shaq's emotional reaction. Shaq looks down at the wallet in his hands, then back at Marcus. He can tell that this boy doesn't have much. His clothes are worn, his shoes barely holding together. But despite his struggles, he still did the right thing. For a moment, Shaq is silent. Then he smiles and shakes his head in amazement. You know, most people wouldn't have returned this. Marcus shrugs, his voice quiet. My mom always says honesty is what makes you rich, not money. Shaq blinks, clearly moved. He places a massive hand on Marcus's shoulder. That's a wise woman right there. His voice thickens with emotion. You just made my day, little man. The store is quiet, everyone watching. Shaq reaches into his pocket and pulls out a few $100 bills, handing them to Marcus. Here, a little something for you. Marcus shakes his head quickly. I don't need a reward, sir. I just wanted to make sure you got it back. Shaq stares at him, stunned. This kid is different, selfless, honest, a rare kind of person. A lump forms in Shaq's throat. All right, he says, tucking the money back into his pocket. Then tell me this. What can I do for you? Marcus hesitates, then takes a deep breath. There is one thing. Would you like an image? Simple request. Shaq kneels down slightly to meet Marcus at eye level. Go ahead, kid. What's your one request? Marcus hesitates, glancing at the $100 bills Shaq had tried to give him earlier. Then he looks up with determination. Can you help my mom find a job? He asks softly. Shaq blinks, caught off guard. He was expecting the boy to ask for money, a new pair of shoes, maybe even a signed basketball. But not this. Marcus continues, his voice steady. She works really hard, but we still struggle. I don't want her to worry so much anymore. A deep silence falls over the store. Even the people watching seem moved by the boy's request. Shaq exhales slowly, shaking his head in amazement. You're something special, kid. He stands up and pulls out his phone. What's your mom's name? Lisa, Marcus answers. Shaq nods, already making a call. Well, Marcus, you just got your mom a job. Shaq, still holding his phone, looks at Marcus with admiration. You could have asked for anything, and you just want to help your mom? Marcus nods. She does everything for me. I just want her to be happy. Shaq smiles, then turns back to his phone. Well, little man, you got it. He dials a number and speaks to someone. Within minutes, he's arranging a job for Marcus's mom, one that pays well and provides stability. But Shaq isn't done. He puts his phone away and looks down at Marcus again. You know what? I think your mom deserves even more. How about a new home? Marcus's eyes widen. Ah, a home? Shaq nods. I'm going to make sure you and your mom never have to struggle again. Tears well up in Marcus's eyes. He never expected anything like this. He just wanted to help his mom, and now their entire life is about to change. The store owner, Mr. Lewis, and a few onlookers wipe away tears as they witness this incredible act of kindness. Shaq grins. Let's go surprise your mom. Surprise for Marcus's mom. Shaq and Marcus leave the convenience store, heading toward Marcus's small apartment. The ride in Shaq's SUV feels surreal to the young boy. Just hours ago, he was walking home, and now he's sitting beside a basketball legend. When they arrive, Marcus's mother, Lisa, looks confused but smiles warmly as she sees her son. Marcus, what's going on? She asks, wiping her hands on her apron. Marcus grins. Mom, this is Shaquille O'Neal. I found his wallet and... Before he can finish, Shaq steps forward with a kind smile. Lisa, your son is amazing. He could have kept my wallet, but instead, all he wanted was to help you. So I'm making sure you never struggle again. Lisa's eyes widen in shock. What? Shaq chuckles. I got you a good job, but that's not all. I'm also getting you and Marcus a new home. Tears fill Lisa's eyes as she covers her mouth in disbelief. Oh my God, this can't be real. Marcus hugs his mother tightly. It's real, Mom. Shaq places a gentle hand on Lisa's shoulder. You raised a good kid, and now it's time for life to get a little easier for both of you. Would you stream down Lisa's face as she hugs Marcus tightly, overwhelmed by Shaq's kindness? I don't know how to thank you, she whispers. Shaq smiles warmly. Just keep being the amazing mom you already are. Neighbors gather, watching the emotional moment unfold. Some wipe away tears, others whisper in awe. Marcus looks up at Shaq, his eyes shining. You changed our lives. Shaq kneels slightly to meet the boy's gaze. Nah, kid, you changed mine. With that, Shaq hands Lisa the keys to their new home. A fresh start, a future without struggle. As they drive to see their new house, Marcus leans against his mom, holding her hand. For the first time in a long time, they both feel hope. Would you like an image to capture this final heartwarming